Welcome everyone to the Moisky News for June the 3rd, 2020. Today I would like to talk about another hashtag that was trending on Twitter, no, not the no confidence vote Boris one. That was certainly, and still is, doing rather well for itself. No, instead I want to talk about the hashtag sex ban. On Monday at 11:30 a.m, the UK government altered the coronavirus legislation by amending the Health Protection Bill with the following quote. No person may participate in a gathering which takes place in a public or private place indoors and consists of 2 or more persons. Previously, going to another person's home to engage in extracurricular activity would have been a breach of the coronavirus lockdown restrictions. But now, both parties, or more if you are a little more adventurous, could be prosecuted under the law. Let's assume that the scientist that went to go see his married mistress, the one that created the model of possible deaths from coronavirus and got it wrong, was the straw that broke the camel's back. There was quite the public furore around it. If you break the law, the fine is £100, but it is reduced to £50 if you pay within 14 days. So you'd better make sure that you get your money's worth from the smashing. And of course, if under the law you do get prosecuted, you want to make sure you've got the best possible excuse. Might I suggest an eye test? The article I've linked below that references all of this has a rather delightful poll, which says, have you been in contact with your ex since lockdown? Here's the poll. The results were hardly shocking. A few people have spoken up about this. Legal professionals who have taken issue with it. Now, it was the human rights barrister Adam Wagner who tweeted out, I can't believe I'm about to tweet this. From tomorrow, sex between 2 or more people in a private place who do not live in the same household is a gathering between 2 or more people and is therefore illegal. It goes on through about 7 or 8 tweets showing legal texts that come from the actual bill itself. This is the bill. I'll just go through each page, I guess, but I'm not going to actually talk about it, so by all means pause on the pages to get the full scope, because seriously, it's amusing. Another legal professional, spoke up called George Peretz, who had believed he'd found a loophole, because there are public decency offences, but it is possible for people to meet up outside and just have a nice spot of dogging, and that you can in fact have sex with an escort indoors, as that is reasonably necessary for their work purposes. Forgetting here that it's illegal. Yeah. But it is amusing to think of. The amendments also go into detail for how the United Kingdom has eased the lockdown, with current lockdown rules stating that people are allowed to meet up with people outdoors. Yay, barbecues are back on the menu, boys. There was something I saw under the hashtag sex ban that was a copious number of jokes. My favourite one being something I thought of and I wrote it down, and then I found a tweet that basically summarised it and realised, oh well, I guess I'm not original anymore. But it goes as follows. The government banning sex 10 weeks into a lockdown is like giving out condoms at a baby shower. Yeah, that's pretty much it, really, isn't it? And I'm, by the way, now going to challenge all of you. I hereby challenge you to come up with your best sex ban-related jokes. The one that gets the most likes gets pinned. Because honestly, what's not to joke about this? You get fined potentially just £50 for some extracurricular activity because this authoritarian nonsense hasn't ceased, and people have realised you're banning sex. Are you trying to stop the new baby boomers from happening? I'm kidding, of course. That's going to happen anyway, with people hooking up with their exes because they make good decisions. The UK government's official guidelines for lockdown state, right now you are only allowed to gather outdoors with people you do not live with. Seeing people outside rather than inside while obeying the 2-metre rule greatly reduces the risk of transmission. Close contact with people from other households means a much higher risk of transmission, and according to the scientific advice, we cannot safely allow people to see people they don't live with indoors without the risk that the virus will spread. So essentially, people can't participate in gathering indoors unless they are attending a funeral, an elite athlete or coach of an elite athlete, facilitating a house move, meeting for necessary work purposes. providing care for a vulnerable person, providing emergency assistance, or providing childcare. But there's more to this. You see, with that little amendment, Matt Hancock snuck something else in. The coronavirus lockdown guidance and rules and strictness of it was under review every 21 days. But he's changed it to every 28 days, which means the lockdown will stay in place until June 26th at the earliest. With some places slowly reopening, police have been drafted in to deal with the vast queues at places like McDonald's, which is right next door to a number of testing centres that are barren. If Matt Hancock had any political aspirations beyond this, they have all but died because of how badly he has handled this bollocks. With all of this, I am very much interested to know what you think. What do you think of the sex ban? And of course, please do submit your best jokes. And with the additional week being added to the lockdown review schedule, with them also reducing their number of press briefings because things are changing, yet we're going to keep things in place for longer, which makes 100% total sense, sarcasm somewhere here. Please do let me know about this in the comments down below. As a final thing, I'm streaming on Twitch later. If you're interested, swing by. Casual chit-chat and a game.